You are probably wondering what Cazic Thule is doing in Western Waste. Well, let me tell you, we are going to 72 box Cazic Thule, and we're going to do it in Western Waste, and there's a reason for it. I'm Dave of Daveland, and this is my EverQuest channel where I 72 box content and show you how you can do it as well. So if you like what you see, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Share it with all your friends, and let's show more people how we can have fun in EverQuest doing different things than what we normally do. So Cazic Thule in Planet of Fear will summon all of his minions to him when you engage him. So you basically have to clean out the entire zone before you can engage Cazic Thule. This takes a really long time. When you want to make a video to show how to kill Cazic Thule, it doesn't make sense to go around killing all the mobs and then lining up. Now you might say, well, can't you GM kill all the mobs? There is a ton of mobs in Planet of Fear, but it takes a good 5 to 10 minutes to GM kill them all. So the next question is, why don't you just depop the zone and then pop Cazic Thule and do it that way? Well, I found out the hard way that when you pop Cazic Thule, it repops all the mobs. So I can't just depop the zone and spawn Cazic Thule. For whatever reason, every mob spawns with him. So I said, let me come to Western Waste. It's kind of a similar area. We'll make an arena, and we will depop Western Waste and spawn Cazic Thule, and boom, now we can fight him in a different location. Guess what? Tunair is the same way. We're going to do her this way too in another video. Tunair also pulls the entire zone to her and also respawns the whole zone you spawn her. So we're going to spawn Tunair right here in probably the next video and do her that way too. So let's run Dave right back to the raid, and we are going to talk about killing Cazic Thule. And this is the Velious version of Cazic Thule. It's the harder version, so he has, that's his, oh, that has his pet. He has got 451,000 hit points. He does not death touch. This is the non-death touching version. This is the harder Velious version. So I'm going to bring up his stats right now. So this is Cazic Thule, and he has 451,000 hit points. His AC is 504, which is not too high. He doesn't hit very hard, but he quads. So he hits 4 times versus twice or 3 times like some other mobs. He is unslowable, which means he's going to be attacking every 1.3 seconds. He's pretty much immune. I wouldn't say he's immune to fire, but he's not going to, maybe lures will land on him. So we're not going to really hit him with fire magic. We're gonna hit him with magic and cold magic. So magic and cold, and anything but fire, really. He does have some special abilities that we have to worry about, and he has panic, which is used on the tank, and this will fear the tank for up to 12 seconds, I believe. I think you just said, yep, 12 seconds. It can be resisted, so we're gonna try to make sure Dave doesn't get hit by it as much as possible, because otherwise he's gonna run around and fear everyone as he procs on everyone. He has Avatar Snare, which will snare everyone significantly. It's going to get very hard to come back to him when he uses Avatar Power, which is a debuff and a knockback. It's a huge knockback. So we want to make sure that when we get hit by this, which we will, it is resistible, I believe. No, resist none. I apologize, you can't resist this. We want to find a way to counter Avatar Power, because once you get knocked back, you're kind of screwed, especially when you're snared. He also has a few other things he does, but nothing I'm going to talk about. These are just mostly necro spells. So how do we deal with the knockback and the snare? We're going to use levitate. We're going to use our Pegasus Feather Cloak, which every character has, and we can also use DMF, by the way. It's just I'm going to use my Pegasus Feather Cloak because I have it. So you can see I have a macro that tells everyone to use their Pegasus Feather Cloak at the same time. And I'll refresh that buff before I charge him, so it only lasts for about 12 or 13 minutes, I think. And some people might not get it, because some people have 15 buff slots, and this will not override a buff, so some people will get knocked back, and they'll be pretty much out of the fight, but that's okay. We'll be okay without them. We're not going to use complete heal, because if we do, and Dave gets feared, and Cazic runs around and starts hitting the clerics, well, they're going to get feared and screw up the chain. Also, if the clerics get knocked back, even while levitating, it still bumps you. And when you're bumped, it's going to interrupt casting. So we're going to do this kind of splash healing, or not splash healing, spam healing. So that's how we're going to do the fight. He drops some really good stuff, and we'll see it when we get to it. He has a robe that has +1 mana regen, which I believe is, I wouldn't say it's the best in slot, because Vulak's robe is better, but if you can't kill Vulak, it would probably be your next choice. So let's check everyone's mana. And what I didn't do is I did not check everyone's buffs. I can just kind of spot check to make sure people have some buffs on. I don't check everyone, so I'd have to click 72 times. Looks like Glenn might be missing some buffs, but It's okay. Yeah, some people definitely seem to have 15 buffs on, so a lot of people, yeah, some people are not going to be able to use the levitate. That's okay. We'll be okay with that. So those people just not fight. So what's we're going to GM mode is off, and we are going to hit my levitate button, which is over here. We're also going to shrink everyone because it does get a little tight around Cazic when he's bumping people around. So here's levitation. You can see everyone use it, and then we're going to shrink everyone. So let's see if anyone missed it. Sometimes people don't get shit shrunk. And we're just going to charge in and take care of him. So here we go. Cazic Thule, Velious version. I will kill his pet. I will first get Dave on Cazic Thule. So here's Furious is up, and we're gonna kill the pet. Oh, there's that knockback. See, it was it's noticeable, even with the levitate on. So I'm gonna put Furious up. I'm still getting some aggro. We're gonna debuff him. He's not gonna be slowed, but we'll get some tashes and Melo and cripple. We want to use cold magic and magic. So we're gonna tell our wizards to use cold, and everyone but the wizards to use magic. We're gonna dot him. Looks like some of the enchanters are getting aggro. This is pretty normal for the enchanters to get aggro because Tash is such a huge aggro magnet. In fact, most of my enchanters get killed because of Tash, but that's okay. It's part of being an enchanter is you gotta be, I think one of the most important AAs to get as an enchanter right off the bat is subtlety, spellcasting subtlety, because that will actually make Tash not as nasty for your debuffing needs. Looks like Dave has lost aggro because I think he's out of melee range. It looks like he's not swinging. Oh, probably help if auto attack was turned on. Whoops. Okay. I think when we killed his pet, it turned off auto attack. For whatever reason, auto attack turns off when a mob dies. I don't know if that's. I think that might be MacroQuest. That might be a MacroQuest thing, which I've never fixed. So you can see he's not a terribly hard mob, but he can be. If I'm resisting his fear. If I wasn't resisting his fear, this would be a lot more challenging because I believe when you get feared, he will start running around hitting other people. So that's not happening right now. So that's making this much easier. You can actually see because we're spam healing, everyone who gets aggro is getting healed. So each tank, like Norma's a shot at Anna the Druid, she might die. But, basically, I'm going to back off for a second because I'm losing too much aggro. So I hit my back off key. This is the back off key, which I don't use very often, but I am using it. I'm just going to get some more aggro. I'm going to get some more aggro on Dave. I need to learn how to use the back off key more strategically because there are some fights where I lose aggro and then I just can't get it back. And because of that, people just start needlessly dying. All right, we're going to re-engage, re-dot, re-debuff. I should get Dave some, now that Dave is kind of back on the top of the threat list by a lot. But yeah, you can kind of see see Allie got knocked way back. She probably doesn't have levitate on, so she's gonna hang it. I'm gonna actually summon her back over here. I figured anyone who's still alive, it's fair to summon them. It's not really a big deal. Because I could tab to her and have her run back, but it's a little easier just to summon her over here. See if anyone else is really far out. Nope. But really, you can do this in the plane of fear. I just, again, didn't want to clear all the mobs. Levitate is really the most important part of this fight because you can see everyone's running back to him, but they're snared. You can't really see all the spell effects. But otherwise, I'm not really, I wish you didn't have to clear the zone. I guess you could AoE the zone. You could AoE the plane of fear. At level 60, your wizards and mages and even clerics and druids probably are strong enough where you could have your tanks mass pull, your enchanters point blank stun. Because on the emulator, I believe Enchanter's stun was changed on live, where they all have the same cooldown. But that's not. I don't think that's true on the emulator. So you have 3 stuns, I believe, that will work in Plane of Fear. And if you have 3 or 4 enchanters, you could lock down the whole zone minus Cazic Thule and probably blow them up in 10 seconds or less. And I will do an AoE video at some point. I haven't done it, but AoE videos are fun to do. Taking down like 20, 30, 40 mobs at the same time and getting a ton of experience. I'll probably do it during my Lucklin AA grinding. I'll do an AoE video in the deep. That's a great place to AoE grind. All right, Kazic's dead, or he will be. Yep, now he is. So let me get we're gonna hit my nuke debuff button, which is this. Is it can take off snare and everything else off everyone. So now we can move again. We'll reset the disciplines. I actually did not burn him. I did not use my burn buttons, which was... Oh, looks like I didn't get debuffs off everyone. Let's see what that... Okay, that should be fine. Okay, we're gonna turn rebuffing off. And I'll have Dave walk over here and see what Cazic dropped. Alright, so he dropped a cloak that I don't need because I have a better cloak. This is a good item. I might have it on every cleric, but I'm not sure. I'll check. This is a... and by the way, this cloak, the Cloak of the Firestorm from Dozakar Quest is a lot better. That's why I'm saying that. And also, I believe Statue of Ralizek has a better cloak. The Eye of Cazic Thule is one of the better items out there for casters for face slot because of the mana regen. I believe you're going to want that on your clerics, especially clerics in a complete heal chain that do not have maxed out mana regen like most of mine don't. So let's do the eye first. We're gonna do find slot face, and I'm only gonna do clerics because I want to see. So the ones that are blank, that is actually the Eye of Cazic Thule. For whatever reason, it glitches out and it doesn't show it. So I don't know why that is. So it looks like Mary's gonna be my target for that because she's the first cleric in the chain. So we're gonna target Mary and we give her the item. We're gonna go to Mary, and we can actually see her mana regen's 47 with the current buffs on. And now it's 48, so she was in fact not maxed out. So we can destroy that. And then, so we can close this. Halo of the Enlightened is going to be, we're going to check the heads of all the clerics. And I believe everyone might have this at this point, or, yeah, everyone has this. So this will rot. This, I believe, is best in slot for clerics before Vulek. Vulek might have something better, but this is pretty badass. 100 mana. Wisdom's like almost irrelevant at this point because everyone's going to have pretty much capped wisdom with key on. And then we have a neck/waist item. And I would probably put it on the neck for most people because the waist might be for a haste item or similar, or a bracer if you're using Dozakar bracers. You have the silver bracelet speed that goes on everyone. You can give this to everyone for haste. But we'll check neck first. So who are some candidates? The AC is not very high, so I'm not going to give it to a tank. But let's try Ranger, Monk, Rogue, Beast, Berserker. That just gave me a whole bunch of links. So I'm going to just kind of pick one out of here. Why did I link casters? Did I say casters? Did I type wizard? That's... Oh, I didn't do a pipe character. Okay, let's try it again. Alright, that's better. So it looks like Dusty has a gold blue diamond, and it's not showing the stats, but it's the resist gear. So I'm going to give it to Dusty. We don't want to target his warder, so we have to get closer to him. If you target the pet, you just got to get closer to the character, like that. We're going to give item 1550, and then we're going to switch to Dusty. And where is it? Oh, he already has it. Oh, he has it on his waist. Okay, he has it. I already gave him one. So, do we have someone else who can take this? Fracador tells me, but Eleanor. It's not really... It's not a cleric item. Why is that linked? Oh, it's from the previous link. So, it looks like... I like the resist on that. I like the stats. Look at this. I like the AC on that. So, it looks like... I'm... Let me try people's waists. The problem is it's going to be hard to tell if they have it in the other slot. So, yeah, like Roland could put it here because he has a haste item. So let me see if I can give it to Roland. So we'll do this and see if he has it already. For Roland. Yeah, he doesn't have it. Okay. So let's just check his Zendikar talisman, and so it's gonna go to the waist slot. Perfect. And you can see he has a Oh. Does he not have a haste item? He might not. You know what? Let me see something. He doesn't have a haste item. So I have to think about this. I have to. If I give him Ragebringer, he'll get his haste back, but he'll lose Avatar. But I can buff Avatar, so I'll give him his Ragebringer back. Let's go ahead and do some parsing tests, actually. We can see how he does without Avatar naturally, and compare that to the other rogues. So anyway, that was Cazic Thule, and what I'll probably do next is Tunair on the next video, and we'll talk about that fight. So if you like what you saw, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we'll do more 72 boxing on EQ Emulator. Talk to you soon.